Hey everybody, welcome to Neil Talks. My name's Neil, and it's time to talk House of the Dragon. I love having Game of Thrones back in my life. It was such a fun ride with the original show. Well, first with the books and then with the show. I forgot how invested you can get in the world of Westeros, and I'm so digging this new world, this new time period. The fact that it's all about the infighting within the Targaryen household itself. I'm super intrigued to see how everything shakes out the moment Viserys dies. And I'm super curious as to when he dies, because he continues to far exceed my life expectancy for him. Because I feel like he should have, his death is is Chekhov's gun in this show. It was set up in the first episode. We've been talking about it nonstop ever since. The entire plot is centered around when he's going to die, and yet the bugger keeps hanging on, and good for him, because he's trying to be a good man in an impossible role, namely that of a monarch. Being king or queen is just an impossible situation, in my opinion. Inevitably, no matter what you choose to do, you are hurting some to aid others. Every deal that you have to make blocks somebody else out. It's all about favors and obligations or betrayal, and none of it is based in the goodness of the human spirit. It's all calculated. It's all moves on the chessboard. And Viserys' flaw is he listens to his heart. He chose the wrong wife. He felt that his daughter deserved all his support and deserved to become heir. Whether we think that's a good thing or not, it wasn't the strategic thing to do. And yet he's stuck with it because, again, he listens to his heart. And it will inevitably be his downfall, and it will be what inevitably casts the kingdom into civil war. When that happens, who knows? This show may run for years and years, and maybe we can wait for that moment. Maybe we can enjoy the posturing, the maneuvering, the backroom deals, trying to figure out who we're rooting for, because there's no, just like Game of Thrones, in fact, even more so than in Game of Thrones, there's no clear good guys and bad guys. Like, watching Game of Thrones, we knew we could cheer for the Starks, and we knew we could hate the Lannisters. Now, we came around on Tyrion, obviously, and even on Jaime, but we always hated Cersei, and we always hated Joffrey, and as much as we may have admired Tywin, we never thought he was a good dude. But we were always pro-Stark. I don't know who to cheer for in this, and I kind of love it, because everyone's got their pros and cons. You understand everybody's position, and in one sense that makes you less invested, because I at least haven't picked a side yet, but on the other hand, it makes the observation process that much more fun, because it's like watching a nature documentary, watching a predator stalk prey. Do you want to see the tiger make a kill, or do you want to see the antelope escape? Sometimes you want one, sometimes you want the other, sometimes you're just cheering for the excitement of the chase. So that's kind of where my mind is with this show right now. I'm really digging it. I can't wait to see what this episode brings, but I have no idea what it may bring, because I don't know whether we are staying in the same time frame as last episode, or whether we're taking another signature time jump that this show seems to make many of. So let's find out. This is episode 7 of House of the Dragon. This is a funeral. Oh, okay. It's Laena. Oh. He's the hand again. Daemon's laughing at his nephews. Or what are they? Grandnephews? Great-nephews? Nephews once removed? Well, at least we're not time jumping. How many coffins are down here?
Have you seen your father? I have an equal claim to sympathy.
Jace.
She's been harrowing on warning Lord Lionel's Sahara.
It would not be appropriate.
Where is Laenor?
Dragons, the flesh, weaving dragons of thread. Dragons.
She's our sister.
You marry her then.
I would perform my duty. Mother had only betrothed us.
If only.
It would strengthen the family.
When?
Echo.
Dragons of flesh, weaving dragons of thread.
Are these two going to end up together eventually?
The Lord of the Tides rules the sea.
Sorry. I don't want to.
It's your birthright, lad.
If I'm the Lord of Driftmark, it means everyone's dead.
Yeah. You'd rather have his family than a title. Sometimes kids keep it simplest. So many things going unsaid in this family gathering. Aemond interests me a lot. Aegon's an idiot, but Aemond is going to be an interesting character. Now, they both lost spouses pretty much simultaneously. Is there any chance they end up together? Rhaenyra and Daemon? Of course, Laenor's still alive. I'm thinking of Strong as Rhaenyra's husband. He's just her partner. Who's Rhaenyra gonna have on the side now? Or is she over that?
The gods can be cruel. Seems they've been especially cruel to you.
Yes.
Everybody's just
You should
watching
return with us to King's Landing.
and waiting. And
It's time that you came home. There's a place for you in my court. That's something you should need.
I need nothing.
okay, he still doesn't want to be involved. Someone else is gonna die here, I feel. So what happens to Lady Laena's dragon? And because Aemond doesn't have one, could they pair up?
Perhaps the gods have scorned us for our insatiable pride.
Is it such a terrible thing for your husband to wish to win it back?
It's not justice for your wife that drives you, it is your own ambition. It is desire for the throne. If not for yourself, then for the scions of your house. Even now, at the cost of our children.
There's probably a lot of truth in that.
I want Driftmark to pass through Laena's line to Baelor. To true Velaryon blood.
You would have me cast an even darker shadow over those little boys than already exists.
We are alone here, husband. You can speak the plain truth as we both know it.
They're not your grandchildren.
But Laena's are.
History does not remember blood. It remembers names.
And the boys are Velaryons by name.
I know better than anyone that our marriage is a farce. But I at least make the effort to maintain appearances.
You have more to lose.
We did try. Performed our duty as best we could. There was no joy in it. Should have forbidden Sir Harwin from returning to the Riverlands. I do not believe Alicent's capable of cold murder.
Each of us is capable of depravity. And more than you would believe.
I believe it of you.
We've seen it of him.
You'll need to be more specific.
You abandoned me.
I spared you. You were a child.
And look at what my life became without you.
Yeah, these two are definitely hooking up. I wasn't sure Rhaenyra was, like, devoted to him, but maybe they're even devoted to each other in their own odd way. Well, I'm guessing Daemon's coming home now. I still don't know how I feel about these two as a couple, though. I like both characters. I'm just not... This aunt and nephew thing... No, uncle and niece thing feels so much more weird than Daenerys and Jon, and I think it's just because they're so much more familiar with one another as family. Oh, does he see the dragon? Aemond? I'm not sure about all the day for night in this episode. I'm not sure how successful it is. I forget the name of Laena's dragon, but if Aemond suddenly gets the biggest dragon in the world, that's gonna be interesting. Jeez, it's huge. Do you just climb on board and see if it'll let you? The scale of this. Whoa. Wow. Well, he didn't eat you or flame you. Oh. You might have a shot here, kid. Is this how Laena got this dragon in the first place? Just by taming it? Because it was the wild one that we talked about in episode 2 or 3, right? Young Laena talked about it when she was walking with Viserys. Wow, it's just insanely huge. Hang on, kid. And so Bela, the older daughter, has one, but the younger one doesn't, am I right? Was she expecting to... Is this gonna cause a rift there? Whoosh. Jeez, it's huge. Yeah, watch out for bugs, too. Oh, wow. It's just a beast of a dragon. It is so insanely huge. Wow.
Someone stole Vhagar.
Vhagar, that's right.
Vhagar has a new rider now.
She was mine to claim.
Then you should have claimed her. Maybe your cousins can find you a pig to ride. It would suit you.
Whoa. Oh, jeez. Oh. Suddenly Aemond's like... Oh, jeez. 4-on-1. Holy crap. Holy crap, someone's...
You will die screaming in flames just as your father did.
Kid-on-kid violence? Holy crap.
All strong.
Cease this at once! Gods be good.
Holy crap.
How could you allow such a thing to happen?
Kingsguard have never had to defend princes from princes.
That is no answer!
It will heal, will it not, Maester?
He's lost the eye. The eye is...
He's lost your grace.
What is the meaning of this?
Oh, everybody's here to talk about it. Holy crap. This is like Joffrey and Arya, season 1.
Enough!
Silence!
It was my sons who were attacked and forced to defend themselves. Vile insults were levied against them.
What insults?
Yeah. The Lord's strong
The
of it.
legitimacy of my son's birth was put loudly to question.
What?
Called us bastards.
Prince Aemond must be sharply questioned so we might learn where he heard such slanders.
Where did you hear this lie?
The insult was training yard bluster. The lot of boys, it was nothing.
Aemond.
From his mother.
I asked you a question. Who spoke these lies to you?
It's from Alicent.
It was Vhagar.
Wow, he blames his older brother.
You, boy.
Aemond knows how to be political already.
Everyone knows. Just look at them.
This interminable infighting must cease! Now make your apologies and show goodwill to one another.
King refuses to acknowledge that there's truth to the slander.
That is insufficient.
What would you have me do?
An eye for an eye.
To be paid. I shall have one of her son's eyes in return.
What?
If the king will not seek justice, the queen will. Sir Kristen, bring me the eye of Lucerys Velaryon.
What?
You will do no such thing.
Stay your hand.
No, you have sworn to me!
As your protector, my queen.
This matter is finished.
Sworn as a protector, so he denies that task. Okay.
Anyone whose tongue dares to question the birth of Princess Rhaenyra's sons should have it removed. Your Grace. Alicent, stay with the king! Hold your ground! Do not suppress them! Alicent! Do not suppress them! Alicent!
Whoa!
You've gone too far. What have I done but what was expected of me?
Is that cat's paw? I think it is, isn't it?
Hiding beneath the cloak of your own righteousness. But now they see you as you are.
What's the punishment for attacking the heir to the throne?
Do not mourn me, mother. It was a fair exchange. I may have lost an eye, but I gained a dragon.
Wow. Aemond I'm interested in. He might end up being an evil bastard, but I'm super interested in him. This is like the worst family reunion ever. Oh. Sides. Wow.
The hand, your grace.
So Otto quickly became hand again, because Viserys is quick to forgive.
Say your piece. I have conducted myself in a manner unbefitting my station. Already the word is spreading, the gossip speculating I have gone mad.
All true. And yet, I've never seen that side of you, my daughter.
He's proud.
It was an ugly thing, I regret it.
We play an ugly game.
We play the Game of Thrones.
And now, for the first time, I see that you have the determination to win it. And I promise you, in time, you and I together will prevail. The boy was right. It's worth 1,000 times the price he paid.
Yeah, you forget that the dragons are part of the equation on whose side. Oh my god, cringe me. Oh, where were you?
Is everyone all right? I should have been there.
There should be our house words.
I have failed you, Rhaenyra. I hate the gods for making me as they did.
I do not. You are an honorable man. With a good heart.
We made an arrangement. Do our duty and yet explore happiness. But there are times, I think, when these things cannot mutually exist.
He's probably right.
But I recommit myself to you and to strengthening our house as we prepare you for your ascension.
Laena.
You deserve better than what I have been.
Man,
You deserve a husband.
his duty and his honor. He is a good man. Maybe more than she deserves. I don't know. And Aemond flies away home. Wow. Look at this. Just massive. Oh, and here comes Laera swooping in.
Fire is such strange power.
Perhaps the Velaryons knew the truth of it. The sea is the better ally.
Fire is a prison. The sea offers an escape.
If it's I want to balance the scales, I am your servant.
I'll happily cut out the eye of a child for you.
Your devotion is not gone unnoticed. The day will doubtless come when I require such a friend.
I shall await your call, my queen.
Oh man.
Nihus velzuris, belmura umaisarome. Nihus drives nyakupsosa hibilus.
Wow, she's gonna leave Laenor for Daemon.
Velaria in Bonyaris.
How does divorce work in
Aonike.
Westeros?
Rzoni ixi.
We could not marry unless Laenor were dead.
I know.
Wow. Yeah, no such thing as divorce in this world. Kill my husband and I'll marry you. Wow, that's cold-hearted. Because Laenor's so good-hearted.
Sir Carl, said to be a knight of remarkable skill.
You flatter me, my lord.
Sir Carl.
Alas, you're a landless knight with a lord's taste.
Sir Laenor's been kind to me. What are you asking of me, my lord?
A quick death. One with witnesses.
Oh. He's having Carl kill Laenor?
If you are to be a strong queen, you must cultivate love and respect, yes, but your subjects must fear you.
No.
You have always looked down on me.
I do love Laenor.
Then grant him this kindness. Set him free.
You forget yourself.
My lord. And the realm will whisper that I was somehow responsible.
Let them whisper. We will know the truth of it, and our enemies won't.
They will fear what else we might be capable of.
Holy crap, Rhaenyra. What are we doing here? Oh. Velaryon marriage. Targaryen. Old Valyria. Wow. Crazy. That feels like the first episode that just kind of took place immediately after the previous one. I mean, granted, like, you know, probably a short amount of time, but, you know, a couple of weeks at the most would be my guess, in one place, and yet so much happened. Such a cool episode. Obviously, everyone's together because it's Laena's funeral, but just the awkward tension in the gathering afterwards was palpable and uncomfortable, and you could just see all the unspoken stuff happening and all the maneuvering going on. Just who should talk to who and about what and where's this person, and so interesting. Really, really fun to watch. And then things get crazy. Rhaenyra and Daemon not only hook up, like it's not just a sexual tension. It's not just Daemon manipulating Rhaenyra, I don't think. If it is, he's playing the long game really well. I didn't realize Rhaenyra's bond to Daemon was so much either. I thought there was sort of this teenage infatuation with him in the early episodes, and when he took her down into Flea Bottom, you know, it was just kind of a thrill for her to live a different life for a night kind of thing. But no, she's held the torch for him all this time, and clearly he's playing that he's felt some connection for her this whole time too. And anyway, they consummate their love, and at the very end they take it much further than that, because Rhaenyra realizes that as long as Laenor is the prince consort, and the legitimacy of her sons is called into question, then her claim to the throne will be tenuous. And the only way to do that is to get rid of Laenor, and maybe even produce another heir. A true Targaryen heir. And so she asks Daemon to kill Laenor. And that was Sir Carl that did it, right? Am I right? Sir Carl was bought for a pouch of gold. Crazy. He turned that quickly, because he was never going to be a landed knight. He was never going to have title. He'd just be well taken care of in a back room in the palace somewhere, so that Laenor could visit him when he could. And I mean, how bad do you feel for Laenor? Because he just lost his sister. He realizes his sense of honor and duty to Rhaenyra and to the throne and to the marriage and to his sons and all of this, and he's willing to commit to it. He's willing to say goodbye to Carl. He's fully on board. He's being the goodest guy on the show. And what does it get him? It gets him a quick death. That's what it gets him. So the Velaryons have lost both their children. They are 2 grandparents and 2 granddaughters at this point. They lost Laena's dragon. They lost Laenor. I mean, their family is devastated at this point. Technically, Jace and Luke are Velaryons until either of them take the throne. So they have that name, and that's Corlys's argument, but everybody knows that Jace and Luke are bastards. But saying that can't be done. Can't stand for that. Because they're next in line. Aemond interests the heck out of me. You know, he's of the cousin. Well, I guess they're not cousins, but I guess because they're different. Yeah, they're uncles and nephews, but they're all of an age. Aegon and Aemond and Jace and Luke. Aemond was definitely the odd man out of the 4 of them, because he didn't have a dragon. And so the others picked on him, and now he's got the biggest dragon in the world because he just tamed Rhaegar. And how amazing is that? But he lost an eye. Because not Baela, but who's Baela's sister? I'm not sure I caught her name, but she felt she had the right to claim Rhaegar, and yet she didn't take it. At least not yet. And instead Aemond seized the opportunity and essentially stole a dragon. But I guess that's how it goes. It's like the first person to ride the dragon gets the dragon. Those are basically the rules, I think, right? It's kind of like breaking a wild stallion, but wow. Yeah, Aemond's already got a political mind. Like he even though he heard that that Jace and Luke were bastards from his mother, he didn't say that to his father in front of everybody because that wouldn't stand, so he blamed it on his brother. And then the question goes to Aegon, and Aegon, who knows what he would have said. Well, he said everybody knows it. And Viserys refuses to acknowledge what everybody knows, because either you can't imagine that he's so dumb that he's blind to it. He just realizes that admitting it would cause the whole chain of succession to fall apart. And what does that mean? And what does that do to Rhaenyra's claim to the throne and everything else? So he refuses to do it. And so he makes an enemy of his wife. And Rhaenyra and Alicent, like, Alicent was going to kill Rhaenyra. Or at least take the eye of a child. Thank God Kristen has a line that he won't cross, because I was half worried that when Alicent asked Kristen to take the eye of young Luke that Kristen was going to do it. But no, he says, I'm sworn to protect you, not to do that. But whew. And yet Otto, who is Hand again, is proud of his daughter for showing that how much she's willing to fight. I feel this was such a great episode, and yet it was so contained. So much of it was just talking, and yet the little bits of action, especially the kid fight. I don't think I've ever been so upset watching a fight on this or Game of Thrones before, because it's adults who know what they're doing most of the time, and yes, it's brutal, but there's something different about watching two grown men fight versus watching two kids fight with a Bowie knife and a rock. Aemond could have killed any of them. Luke could have killed Aemond, took out his eye. Aemond seems okay with that because he got the dragon. And yeah, we have to remember that dragons actually really sway the balance of power here. And Alicent and her allies just gained another dragon because both her sons are dragon riders now. What a cool episode! And we've still got plenty to go this season, but I don't know where it goes from here. Viserys hangs on for one more episode. He's still alive. He's still kicking. But every time you finish an episode going, oh, he's got to die next episode. He's so close to death. It's never the case. So I'm assuming he's lasting for, like, if this show goes 5 years, he's lasting all 5 years. That's my assumption at this point. He will just always hang on, and we're just going to get all the maneuvering behind the scenes, waiting for that moment. And whenever it happens, and then a whole new set of chaos erupts. But if this is the kind of chaos that happens just in the maneuvering stage, I'm not sure I can handle the craziness of an open civil war that will inevitably come when Viserys dies. So, awesome episode. So much fun. Thank you guys so much for spending a little time here today on Neil Talks with me. I'd love to hear your thoughts about this episode and the season so far. What do you think happens next? Don't tell me if you know, but if you haven't read the book and you're just guessing like me, I'd love to hear your theories. And until next time, everybody, take care, stay healthy. We'll see you soon. Cheers.